Hello and welcome to another anonymous producer tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can build chords like a pro without knowing and studying music theory for years or having any sort of degree. This is something you can literally learn in a matter of minutes, and it's extremely simple. So let's get right into it. So what I'm going to show you here, I should have pulled this up before. My bad. There's a very simple method of building chords, and all you need for this method is to look at this chart. You can memorize these numbers, these chord codes, or you can just keep a reference chart like this, and I'll leave a download link down in the description below so you can all have access to it. And it's extremely simple, and I'll show you what these numbers mean. It's basically each chord has its own specific code to it, therefore it's called a chord code. So the major chord has 3 numbers, the major sixth has 4 different numbers, this major seventh, and so on. And there's literally a chord for every single chord, code for every single chord that exists. And so all you need to know basically is that these chords in order to build these, or I mean these codes in order to build these chords. I'm getting confused between chord and code. But so for example, if you're wanting to build a major chord, then you take 0, 4, 7, and 0. These numbers represent semitones. So 0 would be your first note. And so if I'm building a C major chord, I start on C as my root note. So C is my root note, and then I count that as 0, and then I count up 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. E is 4, 5, 6, 7, and then G is 7. And it's as simple as that, and that builds a C major chord. And the nice thing about this method is that whichever note you start on is your root note, and that's what the chord would be. So with the major chord code, if you start on let's say an A, then that's an A major chord. Or if you start on A sharp, then that's an A sharp major. And you can just move it up and down anywhere on the piano roll, and you can change it to whatever chord you want. And now, for example, if I want to build a minor chord, then I take 0, 3, 7. So I want A minor, start on A, 0, 1, 2, 3, C, 4, 5, 6, 7, E, whoops, E. So this is an A minor chord. And I can also move this up and down anywhere. Start on F sharp minor. So start on F sharp, makes it an F sharp minor chord. I can move it up to B. So this is an extremely useful method for building chords and chord progressions. And then even more complex chords like diminished seventh, I can build those. 0, 3, 6, 9 is diminished seventh. 0, I start on A. A is my root note. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was the code again? 0, 6, 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's kind of an eerie sounding chord. But yeah, I'm sure you get the point already. It's extremely simple as long as you know all these codes. You can choose to memorize them. You can choose to just have a reference chart like I do here, and you can build all of these chords. And there's a ton of chords that exist, but these are some of the most common and most commonly used chords, so that's why I have these on the chart. But I'm sure there's charts that include all of the other chords that exist, and yeah, this is just a much easier way to build chords in which you don't need to know a ton of music theory. Um, and knowing this method really does help you to understand what goes into building chords and into music theory. And of course, it's good to know music theory as well, but knowing this method makes it all make more logical sense versus just trying to memorize a bunch of scales and a bunch of chords that don't really seem to make sense why they exist the way they do. And this method kind of helps you make sense of why they exist the way they do. And the same thing goes for scales too. You can find charts for scales as well, where it's basically the same idea as this, except instead of three numbers, it includes all of the notes in that scale, and then whatever root note you start on, that's the scale that it would be. And it's really as simple as that. And if you're in FL Studio like I am here, you can go into stamps and you can find stamps for all these chords: advanced, augmented, diminished, fifth, ninth, all of these. And it's basically the same idea, except understanding chord codes is great for kind of just understanding what goes into building chords and music theory and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so there's lots of benefits to actually knowing how to build these chords. And I'll make a video on how to build scales, and I'll include a scale codes chart in that video in the description. But in this video, down in the description, you'll find the chord codes chart that you can download, and you can use that for reference anytime you need. And yeah, I think that's about it for this video. I'll make another video on the scale codes charts and all that and how to build scales. And then I'll probably also make a video on how to make chord progressions that sound good together and certain methods of building chord progressions that will help you to improve your music and your beats and everything. So yeah, if you guys like this video and if you got anything out of it, please leave a like. It would really help me out. And make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified. And also, if you're interested in exclusive content, then make sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll leave a link down in the description below. It's only $5 a month, and I'll be posting exclusive content on there, including beats, exclusive tutorials, and much more. And yeah, you can also directly ask me questions in there or join the community and all of that. So definitely make sure to check it out. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.